Oh, oh. Ninja, go! Oh, 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 stop the spinning. I'm getting dizzy. Oh, for Chima! Why does everyone here have claw hands? Oh.
Incoming mission critical message.
A mission critical message? Yo! Huh? Wait a minute. What are you doing here? Has it been a week already? Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my Changing Course to Equestria video. Roar! I got a surprise for you guys at the end of this video. I don't know if you'll like it, but you'll probably at least get a few laughs out of it, so roar! Yeah, so this video is going to be a little bit unusual. It's going to be a mishmash of my afterthought review of Legends of Chima, some thoughts on Ninjago, and going back to Equestria because MOP is coming back! Roar! And by the way, like the new paint job, I kind of like the old one, but I think this one suits me a lot better. So, roar! So I'm going to do something that my regular subscribers are going to be familiar with called a afterthought review, which is I went back and I watched the last episode of Chima a couple more times, and now I'm going to say what I think about it now, because I felt kind of bad because I thought it was a little bit too harsh on that episode, to be honest. But I think this is the problem of trying to review something almost immediately after you see it, especially something like this, that, you know, you could just be totally overwhelmed and oh my gosh, look at all the things that happened, and definitely a lot of things happened. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely not a Deus Ex Machina. A Deus Ex Machina is basically something that comes out of nowhere and basically just fixes this. And that's definitely not what's happening here. I mean, we've known about the Illumination for like 5+ episodes, and maybe even I think the beginning of this season. So this is nothing new. This isn't like in the last 5 minutes. It's like, oh, we can do this thing called the Illumination and it'll fix everything. Oh, really? But at the same time, yeah, all this stuff happens at the very end. And yeah, everything is quote-unquote perfect. And I think that's great. I mean, this is the ending we would want to happen. I mean, yeah, the hunters are no longer the hunters, and everyone's friends, everything's good, and everyone's getting along. This is the ending we want to happen. And as a character in another LEGO series says, the best way to destroy your enemy is to make them your friend, which is exactly what happened here. So, roar! The ending was cool, but it was also in some ways unsatisfying because, yeah, there was so much that we didn't, you know, get to explore or find out about. Like, what happened with Mungus and the Rhinos. In a previous episode, they basically blew him off because we're kind of at war with them at the moment. Sorry! Now that we're all friends, it's like, I would have loved to have had a scene with, like, Mungus. It's like, Mungus, be friends now? Yeah, bro, we totally missed you! But I think the simple problem is that, you know, all the hunters have been healed at the end of this episode, which basically means that these are new assets. The Lord Fangar at the end is a completely different Lord Fangar that he is in, like, Ice Clan mode. So yeah, that would have been basically rebuilding the entire Ice Clan for the sake of, like, 3 shots. And that's a lot of work to do for just 3 shots. But still, they could have done something like, okay, we'll have, like, Mungus' shadow standing in front of the Rhinos, which, considering how big he is, that wouldn't be too hard. I mean, there were still many little things like that that didn't get quite resolved. But yeah, but overall, it was still a pretty cool and exciting ending. It did have a little bit of humor in it, which I like, and it definitely was not a Deus Ex Machina. Because yeah, the 3 main characters, Lavelle, Krager, and Eris, have to basically rally the other tribes to go do this. So yeah, it wasn't just, here, put this fire ring on and just follow us, it'll be fine. It's like, no, can we not do that? That sounds painful. And Lavelle basically has to say, it's like, you know, if we don't do something, this is gonna be the way that Chima is forever. And so if the only way to fix this is to go and do this and fly to Mount Kavora and collide with everybody, that's what I'm gonna do. So, for Chima! Roar! So yeah, I still think it's kind of a little bit of a mix. It's satisfying, but it's also unsatisfying because there were so many things that didn't get resolved. It's like, okay, yeah, we fixed everything, everything's great, but now time to cut to commercial. Oh! Yeah, I have a feeling that Legends of Chima was probably doing okay, but probably not doing that good. They probably do. This was their last season, so yeah, we gotta do all of this, like, in, you know, a lot less time than we thought we were going to, so but at least they managed to end everything on a really positive note, so roar. So overall, Legends of Chima was actually pretty good, and I liked it. I thought it was definitely a good show, so roar. Now on to Ninjago, and this is honestly gonna be kind of difficult for me, because parts of me like, yeah, this has been pretty good, but there's also parts of me that are like, this has also been pretty challenging. Appreciate the people who have been watching my videos. I started doing Ninjago basically because, you know, MOP was basically offline, and it wasn't gonna be back online anytime soon. And, you know, I thought, okay, you know what, I'll do something fun. I like Ninjago, it's okay, I'll do that. And at the time, it kind of felt like nobody outside my channel are watching these videos, so I feel kind of bad about the whole thing about, oh, people thought this was a blind video when it really wasn't. I did say it in the pilot episode, and I think the first few episodes, but yeah, it felt like nobody was really watching these videos outside my channel, so I thought like, okay, I've said that, I don't need to keep saying it. But yeah, but just long story short is definitely learned, you know, just say it in every single video. It's a lot less trouble. Again, sorry about that. You know, honestly, I've seen seasons 1 through 9. Anyway, yeah, I mean, Ninjago was fun, but also challenging because the fans just want more, which is good, but it's also a double-edged sword because that means a lot more work for me. Ooh. I've always tried to make my videos essentially better by going through editing the audio, like when I laugh, like ha 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 ha, making sure they're not too loud so that people don't go deaf, you know, adding the text comments, you know, doing the review section at the end, which I know a lot of people probably don't like, and I have to admit they're not that great. But I still think it's very important to do a section like that because the long story short is, as a reactor, it's your job to be adding something to this video, and if you're not doing that, you're not doing your job right. So yeah, all those things take time, and I'm working a full-time job. And then, you know, basically when the madness started, if you know what I'm talking about, I knew I was sitting in for the long haul. I couldn't do that much work on such a regular basis and not go insane. Because it's been challenging, to be honest. This has been the longest I've ever been in production, meaning, you know, a video every week. That's been at least a solid year. I've never done that. Like when MOP was on, I think around season 5 or 6 or so, they started to have a hiatus where, okay, we're gonna do like 13 episodes, and then a month or two later, the other 13 will come. So yeah, so we get like a month or two off. But with this, that basically didn't happen because I decided, you know, during the madness, the best thing I could do as a reactor is to just keep making videos, and hopefully people will like them. And I like Ninjago, I think it's okay, so I'll do that. I mean, the good news is I've definitely got a lot of supportive comments from people. They really do like my reaction videos. Roar. Unfortunately, I've also gotten a lot more comments from people who have just been very mean-spirited and frankly outright hostile. I like Ninjago, but unfortunately reacting to it has had its challenges and its difficulties. Especially when I decided to go back to Chima, because like I've seen the first 2 seasons, I'm gonna see the third. You know, there were a lot of dislikes on that video just because people were mad that I wasn't doing Ninjago anymore. And I'm sorry about that, but the reality is I can't do everything. You know, I can't just do a whole season of a show just because I want to. To me, that's a lot of work. Ninjago and Chima are basically okay to me. They're alright. I like them. They're fine. They're actually good shows. But they're not where my passion lies. My passion lies with MLP, and I'll be discussing that more later. I mean, Ninjago itself has honestly been pretty good. I mean, I liked the first 2 seasons. The third is okay, Ninjago. So the future of the Ninjago reaction videos is honestly not very good. Because I've seen seasons 1 through 9, and I think in a show like this, it's not so interesting to watch an unblind video. Like with season 3, I know what's gonna happen to Zane, and I know what happens in future seasons. So that reaction was definitely not as good as it would have been if that had been a blind video. I must admit, when the moment comes, it's like, I don't really know what to say to this. I know what's gonna happen, and I know what happens in the future, so it's like, basically all I could find. And you know, I'm finding like action stuff of just watching people punch and kick each other is not so interesting to react to, because it's like, what am I supposed to say in that moment? Ow, that looks like that hurt. That's basically the limit of my options. I know the fans really want me to, but honestly, I don't really want to react to the rest of Ninjago because that means so much work for me. And to use the space analogy, I think reacting to Ninjago to me is kind of like the black hole. The closer I get to it is, the harder it is to pull away, and I really don't like being in that position, especially since MOP is coming back. Roar! Purpose of the next MOP movie in September is going to be about, which is going to be transitioning from, you know, one thing to the other. In the case of MOP, it's from one generation to another generation. This is about transitioning from Lego to MLP, because MOP is basically where my passion is. That's the thing I really want to put my time and effort into. And I've definitely learned, to borrow expression from Babylon 5, I can't divide my forces. I need to know where to put my firepower, and I'd rather put my firepower into MOP than a series that I kind of like, but I'm not overly thrilled with. And unfortunately, there's just so much more material to go that it's going to take up all my time, and I don't really want to do that. Sorry, Ninjago fans. So, in long story short, MLP is coming back. There's going to be a movie in September 24th on Netflix, and then I've been informed sometime in fall, the show will be coming back, and that could be a week later, a month later, 2-3 months later, but I've run into the situation before. I think I have time to do something, and oh my gosh, the show's coming back like next month. Ugh. That happened with Oban Star Racers. I reacted to that show because I liked it, and I thought I had time, and then yeah, like the show's coming back like next month or so. Uh-oh. You know, then I had to go into mass production. That wasn't fun at all. Yeah, that's the other reason why I don't want to do multiple videos, because the review sections suffer at the end, because like, okay, I can't keep going on about this. I've got another 3 to do after this one. So the time in the LEGO universe has been kind of mixed. It's been good, bad, and definitely ugly from time to time, but it was still pretty good. But I'm glad that people have been enjoying the videos, and I appreciate you liking, commenting, and subscribing, and just enjoying and watching the videos. And I hope that some of you, and as I begin, and as we now begin our journey back to Equestria, I hope that some of you will give MLP a chance and maybe find out why we love MLP so much and why it's so special to us. So sadly, our time in the LEGO universe has come to an end, but now it's time to begin the grand journey back to Equestria and My Little Pony. But first, a quick background change. Yo, it's Princess Celestia, Princess Luna! Roar! Oh, it feels so good to have the plushies back. Roar! Yeah, honestly, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this just yet, because I have not yet obtained the mini plushies. I don't think it makes much sense to put the main 6 mini plushies there, but the good news is, the 2 royal sisters, in theory, they live for like forever, so they probably haven't aged a day before the last episode in the next generation, so... So I'm excited that MLP is finally coming back. Yes, it's been so long. So now onto that mission critical message that awakened me during my nap. So yes, it's time to consult the book. Dear Blue Star, we hear that there's a new trailer describing the My Little Pony movie. You should probably go react to it. Signed, Princess Celestia. Yes, a new MLP trailer. This is why I had to make this video a little bit earlier than I thought I was gonna have to, because yeah, there's a new MLP trailer out. I really want to go react to it. You know, I haven't had anything MLP related to react to in over a year, so... But I'm, however, at the same time a little slightly anxious because the trailer to the MLP movie in 2017 basically gave away the plot to the movie, so I'm kind of worried about that happening here, but I'm totally ready to get back to reacting to MLP, so... Now I want to do a section on basically why MLP is so good and why we love it and why it's so great. For the LEGO fans who are hopefully still watching this video, and if they're not, then oh well. I hope that some of you might be willing to give MLP a chance. Who knows? Maybe you'll actually like it. Or maybe you won't. And that's fine. But I honestly do hope that you give MLP a chance. So... Yeah, MLP is just this awesome show. I think in short because... we get this. We've been through this. It seems odd to say that in a show about brightly colored ponies, especially when the show started off being a show for 6-year-old girls to help sell toys. Everybody has their reasons for loving the show. Some people love the music, the animation, just, you know, the overall positive, happy atmosphere, the morals. The short answer is there's something for everybody here, but I think the main reason why we all love the show so much is that we've been through this, we get it, we understand it, and seeing the ponies dealing and overcoming those things gives hope and inspiration to people who have either been through that or are going through it right now. For example, Hurricane Fluttershy. The basic thing is, as her name implies, Fluttershy is... well, shy. She's actually very shy. And basically what happens in Hurricane Fluttershy is that all the Pegasi ponies in this town called Ponyville basically have to go and do this giant tornado to raise the water up to Cloudsdale so that there can be rain all over Equestria. Fluttershy is dealing with being bullied in flight school when she was a kid, and that people said, oh, Fluttershy can barely fly, and she's so upset by that she can't do this. And she says that, no, I can't make a difference. It doesn't matter what I do and all that stuff. And even though one of her friends tries to help her motivate her, she kind of gives up at the end. And when the day comes around for all the Pegasi to do the tornado, there's like 10 Pegasi. They're all sick. They can't do this. It's like, now we don't have enough wing power to do this. Now they're really relying on everyone to get this done. And they're like just on the verge. They're like 5 wing power away from being able to do this. And, you know, Fluttershy's like just sitting there. It's like, no, my wing power, it's only like 3 or something. It won't make a difference. You know, one of her friends helps her to motivate her to go do this anyway. It's like, we're all relying on you. It's like, do it for yourself. Do it for Rainbow Dash. Do it for Equestria. And she goes and she joins the tornado. And even though she's still scared, she finds a way to summon that strength to go do what she has to do and break her own wing power records. But then they basically get the tornado that they needed and throw all the water up to Cloudsdale, and everything's great. So, roar! And those are the kinds of stories that MOP is all about. It's about friends being there for one another, helping them deal with problems, overcoming issues and situations that they might not otherwise be able to deal with on their own. And proves over and over and over again that friendship is truly magic. That when you have a true group of friends supporting you and being there for you, nothing is impossible. There's nothing you can't do together. And I love that. So, roar! This is why I am Defender of Equestria, because these ponies, this world, everything that they stand for, love, community, friendship, being there together, these things are worth fighting for. So, but of course, other people just like the show because it's got really good music, the animation's good, and it's just a fun, happy show that you can watch with anybody. This is a show that you and your kids can sit down and both of you will enjoy. So, because yeah, like when I did the 2017 MOP movie, I was in some ways underwhelmed. I was expecting more, but I had a comment from one parent who said, well, I was going into this basically with very low expectations. This movie way exceeded my expectations. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. So I hope at least some of the LEGO people will give MOP a chance and hopefully enjoy it. If you do, welcome to the herd! Almost certainly going to do another video about how and when am I going to react to the MOP movie, and how am I going to react to the show when it comes back on, because both of them are going to be on Netflix, and knowing the way that Netflix works, the long story short is there'll probably be like 12 episodes at once, and I'm honestly not quite sure how I'm going to cope with that yet, so but definitely looking forward to going back to Equestria, enjoying MOP again, and definitely being part of the amazing Brony community. So, roar! So now, it is finally time to begin the grand journey back to Equestria. Roar! And I've decided to begin this journey in a very unusual way. Probably gonna be very embarrassing to me, and there's parts of me like, I still can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I'm a computer programmer and an MOP reactor. I'm already a little crazy, so in any case, I'm looking forward to reacting to the next MOP movie because I'm sure it's gonna be awesome and it's gonna be great to get back into this amazing community and back into MOP. So I'm looking forward to seeing you then. So, roar! So now it's time to begin our journey to Equestria. But there's a little bit of a problem that because the next generation is the next generation, which is in the future. So, oh dear, that's a big problem. I don't want to wait that long. Besides, I could be old and feeble by then. Fortunately, the frameshift drive can travel through space and time. But before it, I don't know what time that is, so,
Incoming message.
Another message? Already? Yo. It's another message from Princess Celestia! How convenient! Dear Blue Star, your future self has just reminded me that you didn't know what year you needed to travel to. So, here's the year that you need to travel to. Now please hurry up and get going. I'm really looking forward to seeing you and all the ponies again. Signed, Princess Celestia. So, you heard the princesses. It's time to get going! Roar! It's time to boot up the chrono computer! Launch the time probes! Power up the engines! Now get going! We're on the way and we're heading to Equestria. Morning star, engines hot, vile villains, evil plots. Our brave pony heroes will help us defeat them and restore harmony just in time. Tell us where in time is Generation 5. Set the course and let's get underway. Tell us where in time is Generation 5. We're on the way and I'll see you in Equestria.